The world wants a show. Grizzlies, Thunder, two of the NBA's top 4 scoring offenses. A total set at 227.5. And 94% of the money stacked on one side, chasing points like moths to flame. But tomorrow is Easter, and before resurrection, there was silence, stillness, blood in the dirt, a stone sealed shut. Today, that stone doesn't move. Memphis enters from the play-in, wounded but loud. They've averaged 121.7 points per game this season. Morant attacking the lane, Jackson stretching from deep, Bane flawless at the line. They look ready to rise. But Oklahoma City isn't here for pageantry. They are the lid, they are the silence. Number 1 in defensive rating. Number 1 in turnovers forced. Opponents held under 108 in 9 of their last 11 games. Thunder doesn't trade buckets. They drain time. Every possession shrinks. Every shot gets contested. This won't be chaos. It'll be containment. So pause. Look again. If 94% of the crowd believes the total goes over, who profits when they're wrong? And today's AI pick is under 227.5 total points. The crowd will chant for resurrection. But this court, it stays quiet, just like it did the day before the stone moved. If you came here looking for mercy, you've stepped into the wrong room. Because next, two spirits enter. One believes in control, the other, in mockery, and together, they'll dissect Magic versus Celtics. Bring in Malachi and Elvis. Game 2 begins.
You came here expecting fireworks, didn't you, Elvis? Tatum lighting up the court. Banchero trying to prove he belongs. ABC, Sunday matinee. Feels like a stage. You're a fool. This is not a spectacle. It's a quiet execution. Both teams crawl at 95.1 pace, dead last in the league. Orlando makes 11 threes per game, worst in the NBA. Their EFG percent, 29th. Their assist rate, bottom 3. They don't move the ball, they pray someone bails them out. And Boston? Boston isn't interested in theater. They are number 5 in defensive points allowed, 111.9 per game. When they lead, they don't chase margin. They squeeze the clock, rotate the bench, drain energy from the floor itself. You probably bet the over, didn't you, Elvis? Thought Tatum would go for 40. That Banchero might finally break out. You're a mirror of the crowd. And today, you shatter. Vegas is baiting the world with a number that feels low, because the real trap isn't in the spread. It's in your certainty. This isn't a game, Elvis. It's the tightening of the judgment seat. And today's AI pick is under 206.5 total points. The public will beg for buckets. But this isn't resurrection. This is restraint. Now, Bonnie, Clyde, Heat, Cavaliers. Let's see if either of you can make it through 4 segments without killing each other. Game 3 begins.
Clyde, I swear, if your mother serves that fish head pie again, I'm flipping the whole Easter table. Stargazy pie? Really? I'm not eating anything that stares back at me while I chew. And speaking of things I won't swallow, you expect me to believe Cleveland covers 12.5 against a Miami team that just walked through fire? On the road, twice, no rest, no mercy, and still standing.
They're standing, sure, but now they face the number 1 offense in basketball, on fresh legs. Cleveland leads the league in true shooting, effective field goal percentage, and offensive rating. And they're playing in front of a home crowd that smells blood. Mitchell might be banged up, but Garland, Mobley, and Allen don't need him to bury an 8th seed. Especially one dragging play and fatigue into Game 1.
You're missing the playbook, Clyde. Miami doesn't fold, they survive. They slow the game down, force you to grind. Hero's locked in, Bam's anchoring both ends, and Spoelstra's coaching like his job is a knife fight. I'm not saying they win. I'm saying they don't lose by 13. Vegas gave them a number built to bait fear, and I don't bite, not even on Easter.
And today's AI pick is Heat plus 12.5. Cleveland wins, but the cover dies somewhere in the third quarter. Take the points, pass on the pie, judgment arrives slow, and under the number.
The world is watching. But it does not see. They see Stephen Curry. They see Jimmy Butler. They remember banners, trophies, miracles. And so they place their faith in the past. But the past does not play in this series. Only bodies. Only boards. Only breath. And Houston breathes younger, stronger, longer. The Rockets are not here to dazzle. They are here to erase. The league's number 1 in offensive rebounding. Top 5 in defense. And when they beat Golden State 10 days ago, Curry scored 3 points. Draymond scored 2. The Warriors are 24-7 since Butler arrived. They are playing their best basketball since the trade. But they are still human. And the body does not recover from fire overnight. Not when you've had to earn your way through the play-in. Not when you've been fighting for your life every other night. Tonight they face a wall. The public doesn't see it. They remember highlights. They forget consequences. And the books they smile. Because it's 61% back the Warriors. Not for what they are but for who they were. But this is game 1. The beginning of the war. The battle that does not crown a test. It punishes. It exposes. Rockets do not move fast. They move with weight. With youth. With no memory of losing. And today's AI pick is Houston Rockets 1.5 because dynasties do not rise in game 1. They get tested. They get tired. And they get torn down, one quiet possession at a time. There will be no banner tonight. Only breath. Only bruises. Only the beginning.
4 games have been played. 4 truths have been spoken. And yet most will not hear them until the silence has already won. The world chased fire in Oklahoma, but Natas saw what would remain. Under 227.5, not because the game was slow, but because the crowd was loud, and the books never fear the noise. Thunder does not warn before it strikes. It waits. And then it ends you. The Celtics stood tall in Boston. But Malachi had already buried the total. Under 206.5 because sometimes the trap is not in the favorite, but in the tempo. And when the rhythm breaks, so does the scoreline. This was never meant to entertain. It was built to disappear. Cleveland played their role. But the cover collapsed in the shadows. Heat 12.5 because chaos favors the desperate. And Miami fights like those who have nothing and nothing to lose. Favorites win games. Underdogs cover spreads. And then Houston, where the crowd prayed for resurrection and saw instead a wall. Rockets 1.5 because dynasties do not rise in game 1. They get tested. They get tired. And they get torn down, one quiet possession at a time. The books fed the public a ghost. But the court gave them gravity. This was the war room. This was the reckoning. And if you survived this long, subscribe, share, speak it. Not because we asked, but because you were warned. And now even with bats overhead and fire behind the teeth, the tomb is still empty. And that is not nothing.
We will never sell picks. We will never chase profit over purpose. We are here to help. There will be days we don't win a single game. And that's not weakness, that's warfare. Because the enemy, the great deceiver, he lives in false certainty. He sells perfection to steal peace. We may lose a battle, but we will not lose the war. Not when we stand on truth. Not when the tomb is empty. Happy Easter, and thank you, from the bottom of our hearts.